We've seen you, in collaboration with the Africa Union Commission, launch the Africa Facility to support inclusive transitions. So what is it all about?
It's really a collaboration between UNDP and the African Union Commission, specifically the Peace and Security Commission, to provide a predictable, flexible facility to accompany countries that are going through complex political transitions, including those who are trying to return to constitutional order after a coup.
Let's look at, for example, the case of Sudan, which was in the process of establishing a democratic transition from a military rule to a civilian or constitutional rule. And all of a sudden, the crisis that we are in set in. So are we saying that with this facility, probably some of the issues, like, for example, what happened in Sudan, could be avoided?
You know, this is not a science, right? It's really, we're dealing with volatile situations, uncertain situations. But to have something less uncertain, more predictable, that can accompany the different stages of the evolution of these transitions is what we are after, you know, so that you can adjust depending on how the situation is moving. And really the key there is that we are present at any moment when a situation arises to do three things actually. One, first of all, to prevent the kind of situations that we've seen in Sudan and Mali and other places from becoming the norm, you know, and because we see that these unconstitutional changes reverse development gains.
When we're talking about coups, they have been one of the problems African countries have been facing since they gained independence. So what could be the fodder feeding these revolutions and this military takeover that we see in some of the African countries?
I think what our report found is that there isn't one main reason. It's a cluster of issues. It's sort of hybrid causes of this. In some cases, it's, you know, people feeling more insecure and really desiring more security and safety to be able to conduct their lives. And this is what you've seen in the Sahel, for instance. There is a correlation there between the level of insecurity, which is obviously deepened in the last few years, and the desire for change, right?
Right.
And in other cases, there are proximate causes. You know, you have, for instance, you know, a head of state passing away, and you know, a new dispensation being launched, which is military, as in the case of Chad. In some cases, it's underdevelopment. We've seen not a causation, but a correlation again between consistent lack of development. And the desire for a change. Now, whether the change that people are looking for is in the form of military coups or not is, you know, it's questionable, because most people, as I said, really believe in democracy, but they are hungry for change. And most of them would tell you, we don't really care whether, you know, what form of government it is, as long as it is delivering the things that we need.
Well, as we wind up, this is the question that I would love you to answer. What can Africans expect from the facility that UNDP and the Africa Union Commission has launched?
We have already actually started in Chad by developing some kind of mini facility to accompany the transition there. And there again, you see an opportunity to reset a country, you know, because sometimes we don't want coups to happen, but when they do happen, can we look at them as an opportunity to open a new chapter that is more conducive for modern living and civilization, right? So in Chad, for instance, the transition committee there undertook to have a national dialogue and to make it inclusive. So the facility supported the inclusive nature of this dialogue by doing something as simple as making sure that women across the country could participate.